Hello and welcome back to another video. In this particular video, I want to talk about prophets and a different perspective on prophets of all ages and of all eras, so to speak. And so, let me begin by trying to at least define what a prophet is. Now, in general parlance, we would say that a prophet is someone who has a divine authority and a very high divine authority, and whose words are true to every single thing that they have said, and it has been recorded. It is directly from God, and so this is the general definition of a prophet. But to me personally, I do not consider. I also consider philosophers as prophets of certain kind. They have put their thought, they have put their mind and their life towards thinking about certain things that are very important for mankind, and they have certainly no divine authority as usually prophets have, especially if you are from a Semitic religious background, then you must know what I'm talking about, what I'm exactly talking about when I say the word prophet. And if you're from an Indian background, then you also have probably heard of terms like avatar or messiahs or saints or even simply spiritually evolved people. Now, to me personally, the Indian definition is much broader in the sense that they are very open to perceiving this divine authoritative experience that a person can have, or any person can actually do the work and become a highly evolved spiritual being. Whereas in the Semitic religions, we have a very different approach. That is why there is always conflict among these groups: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam mostly, which exist to this day, and they're all in conflict with who they believe as a prophet or the highest divine authority. And the way of life that they live is, of course, abiding the rules of a prophet, and due to that, there arises conflict among different people, and this conflict usually leads to wars and has histories clearly on history clearly says and defines the negative aspects of this conflicted belief in prophets. Now, Hinduism and Buddhism, technically, Buddhism comes under Hinduism, and also Jainism comes under this large superset of what I understand as Hinduism. So, let me come back to the point that I was trying to make about prophets. Now, the idea of this video particularly was the repercussions of the prophet's words, or what happens when you believe in a prophet's words and live the way the prophet has lived, by the rules of the prophet. Now, we see that in Judaism, in Christianity, and in Islam, we certainly have a common theme, common background. We believe in Adam and Eve, our forefathers and our foremothers. We also believe in all the other prophets from that lineage up to Abraham and then till Moses even. This is where Judaism splits off, becomes a tradition of its own, and of course clings to its own tradition as roots. And Jesus is the successor of Moses, which the Jewish people do not believe in, and do not believe in his words, or that he was the Son of God, or there are of course differences among all of them. But I want to say that in this day and age of knowledge and spread of information, a lot of people, I hope that a lot of people are seeing through the the myth of this religious background, the stories of the Bible, and understanding that they are certainly myths and not 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 much more than myths. They were there to point out to certain truths, certain morals to embed into the human psyche, which is very story oriented, which likes to listen to stories and to make a point. The Bible, whoever the author of the Bible was, has put things into stories of creation, into stories of abidance by certain rules, into stories of prophets, and these stories has gone and on till the till the Prophet Muhammad. After that, certainly things change a lot, and I mean a lot, because of the proclamation by the Prophet Muhammad that he is the last prophet of this world, of this, and there will never be a divine revelation after the Prophet Muhammad. So he says that with his religion, with his teachings, the religion of the religion of Abrahamic lineage comes to an end. And of course, there are a lot of prophecies that have been brought down, and there is certainly no way to prove whether these prophecies will come true or not. And of course, one has to believe in these prophecies if they are to believe in Islam and in Christianity, and of course in Judaism, who believes that the right prophet has still not come yet. So the repercussions of the prophet that I want to talk about mainly in this video is the effect that his words or his teachings have on mankind, on the psyche. Thought evolves, thought grows into certain things as it moves forward into progression. Because you see now, after years and years, after thousands of years of Judaism, I see that it has organized pretty well, and it has established certain rules of conduct. It has everything that you need to be in a religion. And so the organized religious thought is also grown through this. People usually do not see the problem in organized religion. Many of them do not, especially in the Western countries. It is either you abide by the religion or you become an atheist. There is no middle ground, there is no middle way, no middle path where you are also benefiting from the spirituality of the religion and also the scientific thought and the logical thought that should contribute to our progress and growth as a nation. So, so if we look at these prophets' words and their lives and the people, we see that they are all in conflict. They have to abide by the rules. And of course, there is nothing wrong in abiding by gender rules. Rules have been prescribed by many traditions in Hinduism, in yoga, in Buddhism. There have been many rules, but they are somehow different in the sense that they do not impose it upon you that you have to believe in a certain thing. They they always leave a door open for any person to come and join them. Yet in Judaism and Christianity, you are much likely to be born into a tradition, and when the question arises in your life, you are most probably going to be a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew. So the prophets now here, of course, they still maintain a divine authoritative role in this world, a huge divine authoritative role, because mainly because of their practices. Now, one thing that the Semitic religions are not clear about are why and hows of these spiritual practices. We are not really sure, and like Spinoza has said many times, about the intelligent person to be the person who is able to find out the cause of an experience or the cause of an object in this world. And a person who is trying to find out, or at least have found out the cause, are very rare in this world. And in Hinduism, in certain scriptures of Hinduism and in Buddhism, of course, there are the whys and the hows. There are there are the whys and there are explanations of these characters called the prophets and why they exist. They are certainly avatars of their age, but there have been more and more avatars yet to come, and more probably incoming. And there are also masters who will be of this day and age. While you are alive, while you are breathing and living in this world, if you are a seeker of the truth, you will eventually find yourself in the umbrella of such a master. And if you really look, there is always a perfect master at your near to you somehow. So, but the problem in the Semitic religions is that they do not agree with such a thing. They are very conservative and private about their religious practices. They do not know why they feel the spiritual or divine bliss that they achieve through their practices. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one must eventually have to be faithful to live even dharma.